Dear students, today we shall discuss about the role of supernatural elements in Macbeth. We have seen a greater role of the supernatural elements from the very beginning of the play. Throughout the play, whenever we encounter the witches, the mood changes to dark and evil. In the very first scene, we meet with the three witches who makes a plan to meet Macbeth and predict about his future. But they also make it clear that they are going to cheat him. They are just going to instigate what already is there in his mind. So they are very mischievous, and this has a lot to do with their supernatural powers. Definitely, they are most dangerous characters of the play because all the problems, all the things in the play, all the tragedy in the play has been created by the supernatural powers. One of the most noticeable differences between them and the other characters is that they speak in rhyme. They always speak in rhyme in verse. Whereas the other characters speak in prose. No rhyme is there. Their dialogues are without rhyme. But here the dialogue of these supernatural powers are in rhyme. So they represent Macbeth's evil ambitions. Because we know that Macbeth's evil ambition was excited and instigated only by the three witches. He had the ambition to become the king of Scotland, but that was instigated, that was motivated, goaded by the three witches. The witches used Macbeth's vulnerability to manipulate his life. So Macbeth's weakness, Macbeth's fear, and what was that weakness? The weakness of the ambition. He was weak. He had a weak mind, but he wanted to become the king of Scotland. That was his weakness. So they manipulate his life by using their powers to destruct his mind and everything he once was. So we saw that Macbeth was a good man, good general, and was a brave soldier. He fought very bravely in the battle. But this was the fault, or it's a kind of the evil side, or we can say the weakness in his character, that his mind was distracted by the three witches. So at first we saw them enact that they meet Macbeth in Act 1, Scene 3. So they meet Macbeth and Banquo together. Macbeth was not only alone there, but Banquo was with him. And once we saw that Macbeth brushes of what they have to tell him, but Banquo thinks they should listen to them and is not frightened at all. That is, let them listen to them. This is said by Banquo. In the beginning, Macbeth refused that these things are not the good things, and he fears. But it is Banquo who says that it's better that they should listen to them what they say. So in that sense, but later on we will find the different things. That Banquo will chide them, Banquo will also condemns them. He also condemns Macbeth and warns him to keep himself away from the prophecies made by the witches, because uh, their prophecies are not absolutely true, they are false, and sometimes they cheat us, and in future we have to face many other dangerous consequences because of those prophecies that we follow. This is what he says. We know very well that. But Macbeth was influenced by that, because they spoke. They spoke the thing that was already cultivating in Macbeth's mind. Okay, let's see the historical background of the three witches. In 16th century, we know that the witchcraft was acceptable in England. Everywhere the witchcraft was popular. James I of England was deeply interested in the whole subject of demonology. Hundreds of women were burned for witchcraft during the reign of Elizabeth and James because of the witchcraft. They were supposed to be the witch, and therefore they were condemned and they were killed. So it was nothing unusual for Elizabethan audience about the dramatization of supernatural. Since it was a common practice at that time, therefore Shakespeare used this practice in his drama. So it doesn't seem unnatural and unusual for the Elizabethan audience. They know that this happens, and that's why Shakespeare has used them. Supernatural certainly contribute a great deal to the development of the character. We know that how the characters of the play, their personality is developed, and these supernatural have the contribution a great deal in developing them, because it was due to the witches that Macbeth's character developed in that way. If they had not met Macbeth in Act 1, Scene 3, and would not have made prophecies for his future, Macbeth would never have thought about becoming the king in that way. In that way. So their predictions have a definite of the plot. Definitely they have a greater role in the plot making. Their presence invests the drama with a certain kind of mystery which heightens the feeling of tragedy. Because the mystery is there in their behavior, and this mystery creates and heightens the feelings or the emotions of the audience in the tragedy. We are anxious, we are eager to know what will happen next. This is because of the presence of the supernatural elements. Ribner, one of the critics, says that they are embodiments of evil. So, supernatural elements are always considered the embodiments of evils. They bring the evils to human beings. But in fact, they are human man's tendency to persuade himself that something he wants to do is the right thing to do. So, reality is also that it is correct that they are the embodiments of the evil. They bring the evils to the human beings. But it is also the human tendency to accept them and to be persuaded by them in order to achieve the thing that he wanted to achieve and which is already in his mind. And he also thinks that he is going to do right thing. So there is no doubt about the intention of Shakespeare that the witches be seen as real presence in the play. So we really see them. They are real witches in the play because we meet them, we hear them. They are not just the imagination. They are not the imagination or the hallucinations of the characters, but they have been shown physically, really. They are visible to another characters besides Macbeth himself, because we know that Banquo also sees them. It was not only Macbeth who saw them, but Banquo also saw them. And I think Banquo saw the first. Now, the contribution of the witches to the play, although we have discussed too much about that, but let's see some another points also. The witches combine with other supernatural and natural agencies. Other natural and supernatural agencies are also there, and we also find them in our play, like thunder, lightning, storm in night, the obscuring of the sun, appearances of the ghost, and the apparitions, etc. All these things we have in the play. Sometimes we see the darkness, sometimes we see that storm is there. When there is a storm in the mind of Macbeth, actual storm is also running outside. And apparitions, we have seen the 8 apparitions in the last, which were shown by the 3 witches to Macbeth. And we also see the ghost of Banquo in the banquet scene. And but this ghost was only seen by Macbeth, not by other characters. So it was Shakespeare's intention that the witches should be held responsible for all these occurrences. So all these occurrences के लिए we can say that Shakespeare had already in his mind, he had an intention to make the witches responsible for the incidents that took place in the play. They introduce their own bizarre symbolism, which is made of horrific details we have about them, like the finger of the child strangled at birth by its mother, the poison from the toad, and some other kind of making of soup in a big vessel, and then making round of that, all these things. So they are fearful, they are terrible in looking as well as they are doing. They have the influence on Macbeth before the murder of King Duncan and afterwards. Both the times they have the influence upon Macbeth. Before the murder of King Duncan, we saw how Macbeth was influenced by their prophecies, by their predictions, that he shall be the king of Scotland, and that he will be the Thane of the Cawdor, Thane of the Glamis. The 2 predictions came true. Therefore, Macbeth believed that the third one will also come true into his life. So he begins to think about that, and then he thinks how to achieve that, and then sudden he gets the opportunity. And what was that opportunity? That the King Duncan was coming to their castle as a guest. So he found that was the best opportunity to kill the King Duncan and then become the king of Scotland. So before the murder, they seem to incite Macbeth rather than tempt him. They are merely intensifying feeling and desires that are already present in the mind. So this was the function of these witches or the supernatural powers, that they intensify the feelings, desires which are already in our mind. So their influence is direct, more direct. So, when Macbeth goes to see them, they freely advise him, and they advise him quite deliberately with their ambiguous prophecies. According to symbolic view, the witches are embodiments on the one hand of some unconscious tendencies in the mind of Macbeth, and on the other, the whole principle of evil in the universe. So we have to attribute Macbeth for his own actions. So definitely these are the embodiments of evils, but they instigate, they arouse the unconscious tendencies of the human mind. And it was Macbeth's mind which was instigated by the witches' predicament, which is prophecies. Therefore, we cannot absolutely accept the point that the witches are only responsible for all the havoc and the occurrences in the play. But it is Macbeth, it is the character himself is responsible for all these things, for all his actions. The witches also address themselves as to Banquo. They also address to Banquo before the murder of King Duncan, but their words don't lead him to act in the way Macbeth did. So, we saw that Macbeth and Banquo both met them, and they proclaimed, they spoke about both of them. But it was only Macbeth who followed them, who did what they told. Banquo rejected them. Banquo did not follow them. Banquo did not do what they said. So here, therefore, we can say that it was Macbeth who is responsible for his own actions. And we also know that they never told, these witches never told Macbeth to kill the two grooms of King Duncan and then kill Banquo and his son as well, as although his son was escaped. They never said, but it was done only by Macbeth. It was the creation of only Macbeth's mind. Therefore, we cannot say fully that the supernatural elements or the witches in the play are absolutely responsible for the actions and the occurrences or the evils. But we would say that Macbeth himself is responsible. His wife is as well as responsible. So, Banquo disregards them and wants even Macbeth also not to believe in them. So he says that they often cheat us and then we have faced many deepest consequences. So it was Banquo's views. Therefore he disregarded them. And he also warned Macbeth that don't follow them. They often cheat us and then we have to face many evil consequences, bad consequences thereafter. So in this way, we have a greater role of the supernatural elements in Macbeth, in the play Macbeth, in the tragedy, no doubt. But when we analyze the character of Macbeth, we will have to see that point also about Macbeth, that he was somewhat or somewhere responsible for his own actions. The supernatural elements were only telling or were only foretelling what was already there in the mind of Macbeth. So they are not fully responsible, but Macbeth is responsible. But when we discuss the role of the supernaturals, definitely we have a bigger role. Without them, the play would not have developed. The plot would not have developed. In developing the plot of the tragedy, they have big role. We are all the time eager to know whenever they appear on the stage that now what else they are going to do and how they are going to cheat Macbeth. So, dear students, this is what about the role of the supernaturals in Macbeth. For now, thank you very much, and very soon in the next lecture we will meet with another issue of Macbeth. Thanks.